nonprofit Empower Change Action Fund, the largest Muslim digital organization in the United States with more than 500,000 members across the country fighting for peace and justice. I join my colleagues here today with a very clear ask for the Biden administration to apply existing U.S. law and policies to Israel and stop sending arms for its continued bombardment and atrocities committed against the people of Gaza. The law is clear and aligned with the majority of Americans who believe the U.S. should stop sending arms and military assistance to Israel for its continued assault on Gaza, which experts have termed to be one of the most destructive in modern history. The American people do not want their tax dollars and the government to continue supporting, funding, and arming Israel's illegal and immoral war on the people of Gaza and want an immediate and lasting ceasefire. Recently, in an unprecedented vote, 37 House Democrats voted against sending more arms to Israel. Israel has made use of 2,000-pound bombs that have been provided almost entirely by the United States and dropped on Gaza. According to Euromed Human Rights Monitor, more than 40,000 Palestinians have been killed in the last nearly 7 months, 2/3 of whom are women and children, with more than 76,000 injured. The UN Secretary General has described Gaza as a graveyard for children. It's unconscionable to send more arms to Israel in support of its continuing assault and atrocities committed against the Palestinians in Gaza, which human rights organizations, a federal court, and the International Court of Justice have said plausibly constitute genocide. The ICJ ordered 6 provisional measures in an effort to ensure that the humanitarian situation in Gaza does not deteriorate further, including but not limited to acts or measures which would be capable of killing or continuing to kill Palestinians or continuing to inflict on them conditions of life calculated to bring about their physical destruction in whole or in part, citing to the obligations provided under the Genocide Convention. Providing arms to the Israeli government is not only in violation of international humanitarian law, U.S. laws and policies, but it sends a dangerous and reckless message to Israel and greenlights its ground offensive in Rafah, where an estimated 1.3 million forcibly displaced Palestinians are currently sheltering. Yesterday, 57 House Democrats sent a letter to President Biden urging the administration to prevent a full-scale Israeli assault and invasion of Rafah by enforcing existing U.S. law to withhold offensive weaponry or military support that could be used for an assault on Rafah, including offensive weaponry already signed into law. Senior officials have voiced concerns and doubts over the credibility of Israel's assurances on the U.S. weapons, on the use of U.S. weapons, with nearly 30 House members sending a letter to the administration last month, raising concerns with respect to Israel's compliance with the National Security Memorandum. The law exists to protect and cannot be disregarded and ignored, as noted this week by colleagues and I in a letter to the administration that included dozens and dozens of additional attorneys inside and outside the administration. Millions of Americans across the country have taken action, calling for an immediate and lasting ceasefire and a suspension of military assistance to Israel. Nearly 250 progressive and human rights groups representing millions of their members across the country released a joint statement this week in solidarity with the student encampments and protests against the genocide and reaffirming their support for an end to the U.S.'s role in Israel's ongoing horrific war on Gaza. We're calling on the administration to enforce U.S. law and stop sending arms to Israel for its continued illegal and immoral war in Gaza, and to push for an immediate and lasting ceasefire. Thank you.
Thank you, Yasmin. When I say, what do we want? You say no arms. And when I say, when do we want it? You say now. What do we want?
No arms.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
No arms.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
No arms.
When do we want it?
Now.
When I say ceasefire, you say now. Ceasefire.
Now.
Ceasefire.
Now.
Ceasefire. When I say President Biden, we want ceasefire, you say now. President Biden, we want a ceasefire. Ceasefire. Enough is enough. Next up, we have Niranjali Amarsiga, who is the president of Action Aid USA. Please welcome her to the stage.
Thank you. My name is Niranjali Amarasinghe, and I am the Executive Director of ActionAid USA. It is my privilege to be here today in solidarity with peace activists around the world. Nowhere in Gaza is safe. This war, this destruction is being fueled by the arms sent from the building behind me, from this United States administration, from this president. We are here today on this global day of action to say clearly, it must stop. Women and girls make up about 75% of the lives taken in Gaza since October. The women who are left are enduring starvation, C-sections without anesthetic, and continued loss of their children and loved ones. 4 out of 5 mothers in Gaza are skipping their meals in order to feed their children. There are 155,000 pregnant or breastfeeding women in Gaza who need immediate assistance. They are holding on. They are enduring. The Palestinian communities that ActionAid works with in Gaza are calling on us to stand here today and demand that the US government stop supporting this massacre. The bombs that are dropping on children, the bullets that are devastating families, the tanks that are destroying schools, hospitals, and homes. We say no more. It is the supply of arms that enables Israel to continue perpetuating war crimes. And yet, the United States, the largest single provider of military aid to Israel for decades, continues to support it. This administration refuses to see their part in the horror that is in Gaza. It is irresponsible, it is unconscionable, and it must stop. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Thank you.
Nos encontramos desde Washington D.C, al frente de la Casa Blanca. Le están pidiendo al presidente Biden que cese el fuego para Israel en Palestina. Hay más de 76,000 heridos hasta el momento y miles de muertos.
We are a very small part of a global movement that is participating from around the world today. Over 250 organizations, a global coalition of arms experts, healthcare workers, grassroots organizations, climate activists, faith leaders, journalists, movement builders, legal professionals, and students who are at the core of our movement globally are all coming together today to say stop sending arms and stop being complicit in the catastrophic situation and crisis in Gaza. We all said enough is enough. Thank you to my incredible speakers for being out here today. If any of the media would like to interview any of the speakers, Laura Rusu with Amnesty, her hand is up. She can coordinate any of the interviews with you all. And we can have everyone who's here to be part of this bold message to come join us for a group photo and group content footage. We would love to have you all. And let's end it with one more chant, everybody. When I say stop sending, you say arms. Stop sending. Arms. Stop sending. Arms. Louder. When I say stop sending, you say arms. Stop sending. Arms. Stop sending. Arms. When I say ceasefire, you say now. Ceasefire. Now. Ceasefire. Now. Ceasefire. Now. Ceasefire. Now. Thank you all so much. Ceasefire now.
Cesen el fuego ahora. Eso es lo que dicen y aclaman. Queremos queremos paz. Bueno, ustedes ya saben la situación que está pasando al otro lado del mundo, ¿verdad? Miles de muertos, miles de heridos, familias destruidas, y ellos están pidiendo a la presidencia de Biden que deje de enviar armas. Nos están responsabilizando porque sigue más de 2 décadas, dijo ella, que siguen enviando armas hacia allá.
Blessed be the peacemakers. For we are coming to bring a message of peace into the world. Not into no organization, I said unto the world. We have been seeing bloodshed across this whole United States. Not only just the United States, I said the world. Blessed be the peacemakers. For the earth will be yours. The time is now. The time is now. It will be a change. It is going to be starting now. When we have a bill in place to bring about peace, a Thomas Jefferson bill that he brought about for all people in all nations that will be slaughtered. That's been going through atrocity across this world, especially African Americans here in America. President Biden, you promised us something. Within the HR 40, you said that you was going to review reparations. We are here today asking for you to keep your word. Blessed be the peacemakers. My brother, can you please read what he told us? President Biden, during his 2020 presidential race, said he supported.
Acaba de terminar la ronda de discursos donde ellos, todos los expositores han pedido la paz con Palestina, al pueblo de Israel. Muchas de ellas se emocionaron porque lamentablemente hay muchos muertos, hay muchos heridos y, como lo decía, familias destruidas. Y esta ha sido una marcha pacífica para expresar lo que sienten y luchar por lo que creen es justo, la paz, que paren de enviar misiles, bombas, armas a el Medio Oriente. Ellos van a seguir aquí, van a estar dando entrevistas y esta es la situación. Si no conocías lo que está pasando en Palestina, te animo a que busques y te des cuenta de toda la guerra que se está viviendo allá, porque esto es prácticamente un área de guerra. Latinos con Voz, desde Washington D.C., Clementine Requena. Vamos a ver si podemos lograr una entrevista y nos vemos pronto. Ellos son los líderes, se están tomando ahora una foto los líderes, los que hablaron hoy día, pidiendo el cese del fuego para Palestina, para Israel. En el corazón de Estados Unidos, en Washington, D.C. Nos quedamos aquí. Cualquier información se las daremos más adelante. Feliz jueves.